Boar's Head Tavern in the basement of John J. Hall. I ran into John Kaiser and some friends in the lobby near the elevator, and we stood there talking. "Have you gone up to Lorca's room?" said John softly. "What?" It was noisy, and I had no idea what he was talking about. "Have you gone up to Garcia Lorca's room?" said John, loud and clearly. "No, I was taken by surprise again. I had completely forgotten about Lorca again." John pushed the elevator button. "Let's go." I was a bit shocked that he had done such an aggressive thing, and I reluctantly got in. I was not prepared for Garcia Lorca, and I did not want to be. I became the straight guy, being forced to do some sexual thing with a fag. My second thought was, "John, what a great idea, thanks." We got out on the 12th floor, turned left, and John led the way to room 1231. We stood there in the dim light of the tan-colored, grungy corridor and looked at the dark-stained pine door and the metal tag 1231. This was the door into Lorca's room. Eyes open, no thoughts, fearlessly, I reached out and knocked gently on the door 3 times. In the ringing silence, there was no answer. I could feel John's expectation next to me. I knocked more strongly 3 more times. "Oh no, nobody's there." I knocked loudly a 3rd time. "He's not home," said John. "Or he is, and the guy isn't," we laughed. It was so dumb. It was great. We stood there in front of Garcia Lorca's door from the 1920s, the dark brown, almost black door frame, painted many coats of brown. Surprisingly shabby. Happily, they haven't updated. I touched the brass handle and the wood where he would have touched. It was a loving moment, like giving Lorca a little kiss. And it did totally wonderful. And it didn't matter if nothing else happened. And maybe that's what a blessing was anyway. "How extraordinary," said John. "Garcia Lorca wrote his greatest poems a few feet away. And he was thinking about them, the words in this space, going in and out, before he wrote them down." Suddenly, it seemed a million miles away. And instead of feeling good, a black cloud like a baseball bat walloping my head hit my mind. This was life. And if Lorca couldn't change it, I can't change it. Which led to a downward spiraling, whirlpooling maelstrom of hopelessness, as if the floor had been pulled out from under me. It also included a deep, heartfelt love of Lorca, which also included joy. What remained was a pool of cold, heavy water. I worried it was a bad sign, an omen. I did not let on, acted happy and cheerful and funny. "It's worse than I thought," which helped suppress the tears and overwhelming sadness. "Poeta a Nueva York," said John in a deep, unrecognizable voice. The scene was both corny and profound. The cliche metaphor of a door, the unknown, unseeable God, emptiness, bullshit, and profound. The black door in a Lorca play, behind which sadness screamed with silence. "Let's go," said John. We left, and I walked away on wobbly legs down the dim corridor with a headache and an echo in my mind. "Lorca, please help me. Lorca, please help